this really the world's best theme park restaurant?
Princess Bear here today. We're hanging out on Islands of Adventures at Universal Studio Orlando to answer that very question. As your number one choice of foodie entertainment, that's just what we do. So we're headed to the land of myth.
Mythos.
Yes, we're going to Mythos. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Hopefully I don't throw up like that mountain is.
It's time to foodie and chill.
Pyrock mocktail, vegan.
The Pyrock. It looks strawberry puree. Now this is actually really nice. It is strawberry forward, but you also really taste the syrup. And I wish it was like more fruit and less syrup. So I'll give it like a 2.5 out of 5 mocktails. I think if it was more like Sprite and less syrup, it would probably be better.
I'm gonna attempt to get a boba. Let's see. I love popping boba. That was delightful. It is very syrupy though. I want like that like Sprite crisp that you get with Sprite. But it's good. I love strawberry lemonade though, and that's kind of what this is. So if you like strawberry lemonade, I think you would like this.
I know that you didn't think we had forgotten about the ancient battle between Pyrock and Blizzrock, but of course we're going to start with the fire, the Pyrock, and I'm going to try to skim a little power off the top here, like stealing from Maryland's smell book.
Mosquito.
I got nothing but strawberry lemonade. Honestly, if you start from the top, it's not as syrupy as I think it would be at the bottom. It needs a decent stir. For sure. Their kids will love it. I'm basically a child, so I love it. It's a tasty strawberry lemonade. It's fun. It's got a fun name. What more do you need out of a drink? More mocktails like this. Want to theme all the mocktails, a mocktail per land? We'll do a mocktail crawl here on Islands of Adventure. You just need to make the drinks and we will come. I would give it 4 out of 5 points.
Blizzrock mocktail, vegan.
Blue curaçao in a lychee drink. I was not expecting the level of mint that this drink is bringing. I feel like I just drank tea. And that is not what I expected of this, so 2.5 out of 5. I don't even know what's called this. Cold. Liz cold. I don't know.
Well, I feel like every time Princess has had something before me and said, ooh, it's minty. Every time I feel like, oh, it's not, I don't taste the mint. But like, I hate mint. So now I'm scared.
Oh, just wait.
I'm scared every time. And I hope this is one of those times where it's like, oh, I don't taste it at all. But I'm still scared. I gotta go with too. It's like drinking toothpaste. I'm really sorry, Bear, because I think I'm gonna have to pick the other one to drink. I'm really sorry. Hopefully you like mint more than me, which is 0%. If you don't like mint, don't drink that. I literally feel like I just brushed my teeth. That's awful.
There's something deep and psychological about being the one that goes last. I will tell you that. I'm hoping in my brain, looking at like the description of the drink, that it's like a virgin mojito. I'm guessing in practice it's probably not. Before I go, just to get on my Bear soapbox, because it wouldn't be one of our videos if I didn't get a soapbox and complain about something. Bartenders. I'm begging you, no more blue curaçao. I am sick and tired of drinking mini golf water. It adds nothing to the drink. The flavor sucks. It's barely alcoholic. I'd rather use blue food coloring than blue curaçao. Water and food coloring would be preferable to me than any more blue curaçao I'll ever get in my life. I'm tired. I know you're tired. I digress. I've stalled long enough.
There's no alcohol in the curaçao.
I'll admit it's minty. The kind of minty that'll be like, you don't remember the kind of person you were before the mint. Sort of minty. I do get mojito vibes, but like I get more like mint and syrup than freshly muddled mint. I think that's the problem. If it was fresh mint, I think it would taste a lot better. Obviously, I know there are places here that don't necessarily put as much work in their mocktails, but the world's changing. I think it's time for you to actually craft some better mocktails. It's okay. It's not face-shriekingly bad, and I'm gonna drink it if we commit to our mistakes. But it could be better. I would give it 3 out of 5 points.
Lemon hummus served with herb lavash and charred pita. Vegan.
My last experience with a lemon hummus was at Confisco, which is my favorite restaurant at Universal in Park. I'll say in Park. And it didn't look like this. So I'm excited and scared. Let's see. Will this be an amazing lemon hummus, or will it turn into an overwhelming nightmare? It tastes like I just squeezed a lemon onto this bread. And as somebody that loves lemon, I'm really not mad at that. But if you hate lemon, you're gonna hate this. So for me as a lemon lover, it's like a 4.5 out of 5 lemon hummuses. I will say it's a little runny for a hummus, but I love the citrus in it.
I am also a lover of lemon, like Princess is. I know want some of whatever this is. Alright, that's not gonna happen for me. Agreed, it's very lemon forward. This is very reminiscent of the hummus you can get around the park, which I'm not upset by because I actually like that hummus, and I'm not a hummus fan in general, even though I keep eating it. I don't know. That's what we do here. We eat things that we wouldn't necessarily eat. It is runny. You almost like need a spoon or something. I don't know. I don't know how you eat this better, but it's good. I like lemon. I'm sorry, I'm very tired.
I don't know how I keep coming here, and the one thing that is definitely consistent, the fact that the hummus here is always running. Are you diluting the hummus? Trying to make it stretch? Are you cutting your hummus? Like this isn't a corner deal with a baggie. Like this is hummus. Okay? I'm going to dig in here. I feel like already this is a punishment from the gods because I despise all lemon except for lemonade. Lemon on anything to me is just not a good time. I'm not excited for this.
Why are you eating more?
I'm trying to see if maybe the olives will help me here. Possibly. We have a spoon. They gave us a spoon.
We do have one spoon.
Oh, there we go. The olives do help cut through like the extreme lemon. It's almost like licking pledge off the top of hummus. Understand that when I say that, there's a large bit of bias. It could have been a spritz of lemon, and I still would have made the same face. That's how lemon averse I am to things. The olives help, but I would need like a lot more olives to finish that on my own. The hummus is fine. It is a bit runny, but it still sort of works. You probably will need the spoon. It's so runny, but it's decent hummus. I would give it 3.25 out of 5 points.
Roasted beet hummus served with herb lavash and charred pita. Modified vegan.
This is the modified vegan beet hummus. We beated the beet, mostly for Shelby. But I'm gonna grab a chickpea because there's a lot of beet in here, even like beet on the beet. That's not my jam. But maybe I like the hummus. The hummus is fire. I like the hummus. It's not earthy. just tastes like regular hummus, and I think the lavash kind of helps with that. Yeah, this is good. This is like a 4.5 out of 5 hummus. I like this way better than the lemon. Like way better.
I'm prepared with my fork because I want some actual beets. Get a nice little bite. Ooh. Don't dine with me, I'm messy and I make a lot of noise. That is delightful. I agree. I like this better than the lemon hummus. It sucks that we had to modify it pretty heavily. I think there was, well actually I don't know exactly what they did. They modified it for us, but there was feta that comes on this, so if you're not vegan.
Tzatziki.
Is there tzatziki on it?
Or tahini, sorry. Tahini.
Oh, sorry,
Tahini.
yeah. So the tahini and the feta, so that's what they removed for us. But it's very good. I agree, it's not super earthy, which, you know, as we all know, beets can have that effect. If you eat the actual beets, obviously, in the middle, that will give you a little more beet flavor. But I like that this one is thicker too. The other one's just too runny to like get it on anything. Like I feel like all of us struggled to like scoop and like it was just moving around. But this one, I didn't need to use a fork. I just wanted the actual beets on it. So
If the lemon hummus was my punishment, I feel like the beet hummus is my reward from the gods because I absolutely adore beets. If they weren't so hard to cook at home, I would eat them all the time. I would definitely eat them all the time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spoon this beet hummus with its unnatural fuchsia colors. I think it's a fuchsia, right? Like a...
Salmon?
No, it's too dark to be salmon. It's not a mauve, it's too light for that. Either way, it's a good color. Now that is hummus. Luckily for the princess, the chances of me attempting to make beet hummus on my own at the house probably pretty slim. The last time I made beets, I made a mess. I stained several things, I dropped a bunch on the floor. Whole ordeal. But if Universal wants to make me a beet hummus, I'm all for it. I quite love this. I would use it in a spoon. I would eat it in a cone. 4 out of 5 bars.
Souvlaki tofu couscous bowl, modified vegan.
This is the Souvlaki bowl veganized. I have gotten this bowl twice in our Mythos adventures, and it has never been this small. So I'm kind of sad about that. The couscous is very small. There's hardly any chickpeas. These tomatoes are not Persian approved. I don't even know what the heck this is. I'm just gonna grab like the smallest piece of these things. So I feel like I'm gonna rob Shelby of food just by taking the smallest of bites, because this is like literally sampler style food. I'm gonna grab one of these because I don't know what this is. Cheers. So that was crispy artichoke with the tofu and the chickpeas. The artichoke was very overpowering. The rest of it was just like meh. I don't know. I used to order this and love this, but it has gone downhill exponentially, way more than I expected it to. So I'm really sad about that. And I feel bad that I gave this as Shelby's option. So I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 out of 5. It's actually, oh, there's no problem with the execution. It's cooked perfectly.
other than tomatoes.
Yeah, I mean this is like, but you know, it's a thing. It's sustenance, and there's nothing wrong with the sustenance.
I feel like I could take this outside and like to move that to the side. I'm clumsy, so I can't do the forward thing. Sorry, princess. All right. Try to grab a little bit of everything. I am skeptical of this because we had to remove basically every sauce that it comes with, which if you guys know how I feel about sauce, then you know how I feel about that. All right, I'm gonna fail at picking anything else up. This is bad. All right. I agree, it's not very flavorful. The couscous does have a lot of flavor. The tofu tastes like seared, barely seared tofu. We were just chatting briefly we're gonna put some hummus on here and fix this right up. I can't believe you handed this to me. I can't be trusted with things. Like I said, I'm a messy person. I will make a mess out of nothing. I don't know how it happens. It just does. We're gonna do both of this. What's the plural of hummus? Hummus is
Hamai?
like
Hamu?
Is it already plural?
Hami?
Is it already? Oops, see, I told
Sorry,
you.
sorry.
I told you. I don't know why you trusted me. I'm gonna take the beets.
Do it.
A little bit of the beets. It's gonna be real interesting to eat those tomatoes later. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, I just realized we ruined this for Bear.
It's
to
fine.
try it plain, but
He'll fix it. He'll fix it.
alright. Alright. I'm not a fan of dry things. Something like this, if the vegan option is removing all the sauces, they should at least offer to put a hummus on the side or drizzle the hummus on top of this. Because this thing dry by itself is not it. But the hummus on top is definitely improved, and I would be perfectly fine eating this and being happy and full afterwards with the sauce on it. So do with that information what you will if you order this. Maybe order a hummus dish. You know, if they're not gonna fix it, like we'll find a way to fix it. So
If I give Mythos anything, is their commitment at least to themes, name of their food, their like mythical cloud shapes and their forks. This place is on theme. Whether I love that theme, that's still out. I definitely don't love the sign out front, but I say that every single time I come here. In addition, we don't often talk about value of the food when we come into parks. Because it's your vacation, your value is whatever you want to spend. I'm not reaching in your pockets to buy whatever you want to buy on your vacation. That's for you to decide. So unless the value is like some extreme gap where I feel like I need to mention it, we usually won't on this channel anyway. But there's like a bigger trend in like vegan food. When we started this channel 6 years ago, the vegan plates were 2/3 the price of like a non-meat plate. Like nowadays, they're the same price. You're paying $22, $23 for like a non-vegan plate, and you're paying close to the same, maybe $1 or $2 less for a vegan plate. Now, again, it's a theme park. I expect to pay more for my food. I'm not necessarily complaining about the price, but I'm in two camps about that. If you're gonna raise the price, I one expect portion sizes to be similar. Also, because I know that your ROI or return of investment on your food is higher on the vegan plates than it is on anything that you make meat. Tofu is cheap, chickpeas are cheap, pita bread is cheap. I would expect more vegan options on every menu. So it's two things I want. I either want bigger portion sizes of vegan food, or there should be more vegan options on every menu because you're making more money on those anyway. Just saying. Back to the food. Dig in here, get some of these. Try a little bit, corner this tofu over here. Who cares if I get a little bit of hummus? There's already chickpeas on the plate anyway. There we go. The ingredients all work as far as the bowl. I feel that the plating probably does it a little bit disservice because the bowl is wide. Everything's a little bit spread out. I feel like you probably feel like it was more hearty if it was more condensed. Things are a bit mixed together. Porks are going to mix together on your own anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Cucumber's great, chickpeas are great, couscous is great. The tofu, the sear is a little sad. Okay? It's like warmed, maybe a little bit brown in the corners. I don't know how you do that when tofu is flat, but it is what it is. It's a bowl. You will be filled after you eat it. It's just not going to be like the memorable vegan thing that you had to eat that day. There are better vegan options. I would give it 3 out of 5 points.
Tofu Pad Thai, modified vegan.
This is the vegan pad thai. This is my first time having the vegan pad thai at Mythos because I usually just get what Shelby got. So I'm a little scared, but also I'm a little excited because it's new territory. The last time I had pad thai was at Confisco. Confisco was much better at the pad thai game. So let's just see. This doesn't look very sauced. We'll just start with that. Cheers. I don't know why, but the flavors make me feel like I just ate a burger. Like pickles, ketchup, mustard, it's all in that bite. I don't understand why I feel like I ate a burger, but that's what I'm getting from this food. That's the way that it's seasoned. That's just the way it is. It's a 3.5 out of 5 pad thais. It's not the best. I do think Confisco is better. I think Space 220 is even better than that, but that's Disney. So if I had to pick between a Confisco pad thai and a Mythos pad thai, Confisco hands down all day, every day. I think Confisco deserves the world's best theme park restaurant sign more than Mythos does.
Okay, a burger. All right, well, I'm very interested to see what this tastes like to me. Because Princess and I were both on point with the mint drink. I don't know. I really try not to let Princess influence me. Like Bear said before, it's hard going third sometimes. It's hard to be in the middle too, because I'm like, I hear, you know, what she said. But I am also getting burger from this, which is interesting. I'm not getting individual burger ingredients though, like you are, like you said, like ketchup and burger and stuff. Like I'm getting just like whole cheeseburger. Like if I went to Winter Park Biscuit Company or Clancy's and ate a burger, like it's this pasta. Very interesting. It's good. I don't know how to critique this, but it's good. I'm not mad about it. I agree. I like Confisco better, just overall. Their menu, because they also have things that are vegan by default and you don't have to modify them, so that's A+ in my book. But I'm not mad at this. Like I'm less mad at this that I don't have to do anything to it versus the couscous bowl adding the hummus. So if you come here, unless you really want to eat that other bowl and put the hummus on it yourself, or maybe Universal will see this and add a little drizzle of hummus. Probably get the pad thai.
Pad thai is an interesting dish. Like I gotta be in the mood for pad thai, but I do actually quite like pad thai. You do have the option of adding a protein to this if you wish. It's one of those more flexible things. Universal, I'd like to see more of that on your menu. Things with the label underneath that say can be made vegan or vegetarian. Wonderful idea that Outdoor Options are adding more to your menu. I'm trying to help you help me here, so that I can turn around and help people eat this food. So dig in. You got some peppers in here. You got the pad thai noodles. There are tiny bits of peanuts in here, and it's a peanut-based sauce. So obviously, if you have any sort of nut allergy, you should avoid this dish like the plague. I have absolutely no idea what to expect here. And if I taste cheeseburgers, I'm probably going to jump in that pond over there. Interesting. I think it's the combination of the peanut sauce, which isn't just straight peanut. There's something mixed into the peanut sauce with the peppers and then the bean sprouts. It gives you like a similar taste to like that whole fast food mustard ketchup combination, and then with like the earthiness of the bean sprouts. I think that's where you're getting burger from. I can see where that could connect to burger, but it feels more like fast food slop on a burger than actual burger. I get a little bit of smoky, which is probably either from the tofu or the sprouts themselves, but it's got a good flavor to it. I think it will surprise a lot of people because you'll go in here expecting to get one flavor and get a completely different other. But honestly, it's a tasty dish. If I were to add I think they offer chicken and shrimp on this dish, I would leave a happy bear. I'd eat like this and leave a happy bear. Honestly, I'm giving props where props are due. I throw shade and smoke at Mythos all day long, but a good dish is a good dish. Give it 4 out of 5 balls.
Fork, knife, and spoon grilled cheese.
This is probably one of the least themed items in the menu, except for like, you know, the basic cheeseburger hamburger they have on the menu, but this is the fork and knife grilled cheese. Now it's a 3-cheese grilled cheese. It's Ariata, mozzarella, and white American. I was not expecting white American. I was expecting like a white cheddar, but white American cheese. So by all terms of the word, I should be able to eat this by itself. Tomato soup, however, the bed that it's sitting in usually has dairy in it, so I have taken our magic pills. Do not worry, I do want to make it through this dinner. Now it's also got some crispy potatoes inside, and it's filled with pork belly. Interesting. Obviously they call it a fork and knife grilled cheese because buried in a grilled cheese pond, there's a pond of tomato soup. There's literally no way you're going to pick this up with your hand and eat it. Oh, no, the pork belly's on top. I'm looking in the middle and I'm like, I see neither cheese nor pork belly. No, you have these little tiny cubes of pork belly on top. Honestly, I was expecting a slab of pork belly, but hey, pork belly is pork belly. I'm not saying no. That is, in fact, classic grilled cheese. Bread's toasty, got a nice butter on top, nice and crispy edges. I think the grilled cheese especially is one where like the crust is peak. The crust is good, you're probably going to have yourself a good grilled cheese. I think the one miss is that you have like these like crumble-sized pieces of pork belly, because where you're promised pork belly, it's like there's no way in the world I'm going to be able to stretch this amount of pork belly for an equal amounts of bite for the entire dish. So when you sell me pork belly as the reason, the reason to get this dish, this feels like a sprinkle of pork belly and not like part of the plate. It's an interesting dish. I think this will probably lean more to people who love cheese. If you are like a vegetarian, I would say order without the pork belly. You're literally missing nothing. If you do order it anyway, and you're not vegan or vegetarian, that's not adding anything. The pork belly is basically an afterthought. I would give it 3 out of 5 claws. Honestly, if it had more pork belly, like maybe just a couple slabs, I'd probably give it a higher rating.
Citrus baklava, vegan.
Baklava. I am Persian. Baklava is very much in my life. I am very critical of baklava. So when Shelby told me baklava is here on the menu for you Americans, baklava, I was very skeptical. So here we are. We're gonna try the baklava and we're gonna see what it is. Like I said, Persian baklava is not the same as the Arabics. We don't say it the same way, and of course Americans, we definitely don't say it the same way. So let's try it with this gelato. All right, first, definitely does not crunch like a baklava. This is more like a pie. So let's go with that. Amazing. Cinnamon. Tasty. Giving me like overnight oats vibes. Baklava, it is not. Do not come here expecting to get a beautiful Middle Eastern treat. It is not what that is. It's like oats and gelato. It's amazing. It's tasty. It's good. It's cinnamony. It's just not baklava. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 desserts. It's a very good dessert, but it doesn't live up to the name.
I am not an expert in these desserts, but as the Americans would say, baklava, doesn't it usually have like flaky layers?
Yes.
And other like, I mean, it's literally like, I don't know. I'm not getting flaky layers from this. I'm getting like compacted nuts and other things. But if it tastes good, you know, don't know. I guess I'll commit to this mistake. That is very good. It's very sweet, sugary. It does have a lot of flavor. Baklava is not, as Princess said. It's, what do we say? It's like granola bar, but like not dry, not like nature. Whatever is in the green package, I can't eat them anymore. They're not vegan. Whatever's in those, it's not like that. It's definitely moist, like a granola bar pie slice or something. I don't know if they should be calling it what they're calling it, but it is very delicious.
That's the one thing about doing theme park food reviews. If we eat the bad things, so you don't have to. Sometimes we get lucky, sometimes we don't. Let's find out. It definitely feels like they tried. Like there's like a single flaky layer in there, but I feel like the flaky layer is only like on top. And then once you get down, it's like almost like a candy bar almost. It's kind of weird. Let me get some of this ice cream here. Or plant-based gelato, should I say. It's funny because the flavor starts to head in the right direction for baklava, and then when you start getting to like the little granules of like oats, complete right turn in the absolute wrong direction. Like, we wanted baklava, and then somewhere along the way we got lost, and maybe the directions got wet. Don't get me wrong, it's a good dessert. But we have an issue with like truth of naming sometimes. If you want to call like an oat cake with plant-based gelato, you'd probably get a higher rating. But you go and expect one, then you get another, you're like breeding your own disappointment. If that makes any sense? Like this could stand on its own, called anything else. But when you convince people in a restaurant, especially like themed after the, you know, the mythical and like Greek and stuff like that, you're setting yourself up for failure a little bit. But I do like it. So 3.75 out of 5 paws. It easily could have been a 4. Easily could have been a 4. The myth of Mythos.
We had an awesome security escort leaving the park because we're like an hour and a half after park closing, but the food was great. The escort was great. I have no complaints.
The service was great. Now, if you were to change that sign over top of Mythos to be the #1 restaurant for theme parks customer service, I might entertain that argument.
I still don't agree with that.
But as long as you have that sign there, it's going to invite a lot of challengers. And honestly, I would be afraid.
And as a Persian person, I gotta say, baklava, that was not. I'm sorry, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I am glad to see the vegan dessert here at Mythos. I like to see more of those desserts proliferate throughout the parks. You got room, you got time. Epic's opening, you need to practice.
Big thank you to Shelby at Universal Orlando Vegans for joining us today.
But if there's anything else you can see us do, the comments are always the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, this statue will become flaccid, and all of the marketing people that live up in the top will just float down to the river.
You heard the girl.